So we went to go see that Conjuring. What is it? Last night, and we watched all the Conjuring movies. You know, I think the first two was probably the best ones. Like, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely the best ones. I love the first two. They're really good.
The only thing I didn't like, and you know, it was kind of early on with those movies, the audio quality I didn't think was that good or that superb. But you know, maybe they can do like some 4K releases later on that could have like Dolby Atmos and I think the first two. But other than that, the first two movies was pretty good. As far as this one, I heard mixed reviews. Some people were saying that it's not really good. Some people were saying it's more memorable, but it's not terrible. Some people saying it's terrible. What did you think of the movie without spoiling anything? What do you think?
I hated it. It was terrible. I wanted to leave, honestly.
The
But
first hour I wanted to leave, like to be real.
I wanted to leave through the whole thing. It was not good. And I really like the first two Conjuring movies, but this one was not good at all.
I think it had maybe a different director or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to who the director was, but it just wasn't good.
It didn't seem like any Conjuring movie to me.
It seemed very. I mean, it's
Artificial.
bad like the last one. Like, the last one was bad too. They're just like corny and. I don't. I thought the first two Conjuring movies were really good. It was kind of like they, like got magic in a bottle those first two times, and they haven't been able to replicate that. I
Yeah.
didn't like it at all.
I kind of felt like it was a cash grab to me. Because sometimes they do that when you have something successful, they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and kind of running the franchise into the ground just to get cash.
Yeah. Luckily, that's supposed to be the last one, so they can't tarnish the name of the Conjuring universe anymore.
I think the Lorraine character was pretty good. Yeah, I think she did good. Vera, what's her name? Lorraine. I think she did good despite like the direction the movie was going. The guy that played her husband, I think he did all right. What's his name?
Um, in the movie,
Yeah,
Ed.
Ed. I think he did all right. The daughter, not spoiling anything. She I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's like related to somebody or something. I don't know.
Honestly, I thought a lot of the acting was
It was
not good.
terrible. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
a lot of the act, even from the two main characters. I mean, um, it was not always great on their part either, and they're pretty good. Like in the first two movies, they're really good. I
I
don't. It just. I think, like you said,
I
it's
think
like
they
a.
were put in a bad situation and they had to make the best of the situation that they were in. That's kind of how I felt. So like I mean, her husband, he did like have some points where I was just like, man, this acting is terrible. But I think he did better than most of the cast. Really, him and Lorraine, I think they did better than most of the cast.
It was just. It seemed like a rushed movie,
Very rushed.
or like rushed in the writing of the movie. I don't know. A lot of it didn't even really make sense for real. Like, it was just like they just took a bunch of ideas and like threw it all together.
I
And
think they tried to do something to make the movie without spoiling it, make the movie come around like full circle, like from what happened in the beginning to like the end. They tried to make it,
well, yeah,
and then they did a lot of character development that they didn't really do much of in the other Conjuring movies. I think they focused a lot of the energy on the character development and trying to build like the character is up a little bit, you know,
yeah,
like specific characters
it was
that didn't
a
even
mistake.
yeah, yeah. And then like they did pay like homage to the other Conjuring movies like at the end,
Yeah.
which I'm not gonna spoil. But as a whole, so audio quality, what did you think about it? Do you think it sounded good or no?
To be honest, I wasn't even paying attention because the movie was so bad. I was just waiting for it to be over.
I think you asked me at what point what processor they were using at the Dolby Atmos cinema. But to me, I felt like it was a lot of bass in that movie. So that was the positive for me. Like a lot of bass, like infrasonic bass, like low, hard hitting bass. I thought that was cool. And then they utilized a lot of the top like Atmos speakers and the Dolby Cinema, because we watched it in Denver, Colorado, is where we are right now. But the Dolby Cinema we have in Nashville, Tennessee, I think this Dolby Cinema sounds a little bit better calibrated than the one that's in Nashville, Tennessee, because you don't hear like the room breaking up or anything. I thought it sounded pretty good. The audio track in the movie as a whole, I thought it was pretty decent. It was very revealing, like articulate, like on the sides, side surrounds, the tops, like even like little things like when they're throwing keys, like you can hear like the keys like moving, like through all of the speakers. I thought that was pretty cool. And then like I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like a scene with the mirror, and it hard hitting infrasonic bass. I think they did really as good as they could, like with the audio track. So I'm hoping that ends up going to the 4K release or the home release, Kaleidoscape 4K UHD disc or whatever. If they can do that, that would be, I think that would help kind of save a bad movie. I mean, it's still bad, but I think it would be a positive if they can do that. But they did take the audio serious. The video quality, I thought it was decent. It wasn't great. It was decent. It was very dark, kind of like soft tone, muted colors. But I mean, it was all right for like a scary movie. But as a whole, the movie, I couldn't recommend the movie to anybody. Even when it comes out on disc, I'm not gonna buy it. Even when it hits streaming, I'm not gonna watch it again. Sometimes you watch movies to see if maybe there's something you might have missed. I don't really think there's anything you could really miss with this movie. I think this movie was pretty straight, direct. What do you think about the scare scenes?
They weren't. I mean, there was a
There was
couple
a couple of them
scenes
that was
that like
good.
catch you off guard, but it was the CGI is not good.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't scary. I get really scared. Matter of fact, the
They
first two
did have they did have one that involved like the, I think, is this in the trailer or whatever, but not to spoil it. It involved like a doll, like kind of
yeah,
the daughter and the doll.
the first two
That was
movies
pretty
like
good.
actually scare me, but this I won't lose any sleep over this movie at
Another
all.
thing about the jump scares and the is like they came, like a jump scare or whatever can come out of nowhere, like or when the monster or the the being or whatever it's supposed to be can come out of nowhere, like and freak you out and scare you. But the way they did it, it just made no sense to me. Like when a lot of those jump scares happen, or when there were scenes that was supposed to be scary, I was just like, why did they just put this right here when all this is going on? It's kind of how I felt. So I don't know. I think, like you said, the movie was rushed, and I mean, writing wise, did you think they did a decent job writing?
No, I think that's what like ruined the movie. They did a horrible job of writing that movie. I don't know who wrote it, but it was bad.
I'm wondering, like, cause sometimes, like, I'm like, man, Americans, like, we really struggle, like, with making movies now. When you look at a lot of different movies in different countries and stuff like that, but then we get a movie like Sinners, where I'm like, oh man, this movie is amazing. So it's like, it's really hit or miss now. But would I guess I can't say what would you have done to make the movie better. Probably everything, like casting,
I, not made
writing.
it at all.
Yeah, not man. They should just
I'm
left it alone.
I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but it's just not. It just wasn't good at all. I was excited because I was like, I liked the first two. The third one was also not good, and so I was ready to give it another chance, hoping that they were going to redeem themselves. And I didn't look at anything to do with. I mean, I saw the trailers, but like I didn't look at anything about the movie because I didn't want to spoil anything. Like I was excited about it, so maybe that's part of it. Like my expectations were really high, and we just recently rewatched the first two Conjuring movies, and we also watched Animal Creation here recently. So those ones are so good, that I don't know. Even like I even liked The Nun, and a lot of people say that one's not
Yeah,
good.
that it's weird. Like I thought the Nun was okay. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was scary.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as like The Conjuring. The Conjuring 2 is my favorite one out of all of them, and it scares the hell out of me, and I still like enjoy watching it
They
though,
did a
because
good
it's just
job.
so good. But so that may be part of it. Like my expectations were really high, but I was let down with it. I'll never watch it again, most likely. But I'm glad that it's the last. I don't know if it's the last one that they'll ever make in this like universe, but it's supposed to be the last one with Ed and Lorraine Warren. So, um,
And then they're
I'm
supposed
glad. I'm just glad it's the last of that, so they can't like
mess it
keep
up anymore.
like run that into the ground.
I wonder what the operating budget was to do that, because it's like, how do you screw up that bad with these actors?
I would assume they have a high budget. I mean, it's a popular like franchise, you
Yeah.
know. So I would assume they probably have all the money they would want to make the movie. I
It's
don't know
like, it
why I
makes me wonder, like, do studios, like, do they even watch movies before they release them, or they just try to get as much money as they can now? 'Cause that's really weird. Like, to be
yeah.
coming from like certain movies that are good, and then you run into something like this.
Well, I think this is the problem. The first one was good. Everybody liked it. And then they made another one which is also really good, and so now and then they kept making more, you know, cuz they're like, "Ooh, money." You know, like we're making money off of this, like so let's make more and more and more. And the more you do that, the more eventually it's you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
you're going to fall from grace. Honestly, I think that's what the problem is with like Hollywood. Of course, there are great movies that are still made all the time, but they have an obsession with like oh, this was successful, let's make a part 2, let's make a part 3, let's make a spin-off, let's make a, you know, and how many
And sometimes
things.
they throw like tons of money at it, and it just comes out like crap.
Yeah.
And then you get like Godzilla minus one, which had a small budget, but the movie was like, I feel like, was remarkable, like visually, audio wise, and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know what they're doing. Just making money, I think.
Yeah, well they
But
so
that
yeah, I think
that scares me a lot of times when companies do that. I start looking at the brand, like, oh, are they gonna give me like some more crap, like, like the studio.
yeah, it just everything doesn't have to be you know, it's like every movie they want to remake. If it's a cartoon, they want to do a live action of it. If it's a, you know, if it's a part 1, they want to figure out how to make a part 2. So that's the problem, I think, is like they want to, you know, everything is a universe now. So
Yeah.
I think that is where the problem was. It's actually it's just they start getting greedy and they want to get more and more of that money that they're making instead of just being like, this was great, like, you know, let's let's leave it and not mess it up. You know, like let's let it be successful and leave it right there.
And sometimes it's worth taking a loss. Like, you might have put money out to have the film made, but then if you see it before it's released, sometimes it's not. You might not want to green light it. But then, like, the consumer base is kind of weird sometimes, because like we watched that movie and we were like wanting to leave, and then we walked out, and someone asked another audience member, like, what did they think of the movie, and the guy was like, oh, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's like, even it doesn't matter how bad you make a movie, somebody's gonna like it. But my thing is, it's like, if companies are struggling to bring people into the theaters now, and I think COVID had a big like impact on that, because people couldn't really go out, so people started watching streams more and all of that, and so people stopped really going to the movies as much. If you want to get people to go to the movies, like, make it a great experience. Like, I would think, you know what I mean? Audio, video, writing, casting. I don't think it's that difficult to cast people that can act. You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be Hollywood. There's a lot of actors to choose from, and I get a lot of them could be divas and they just don't want to be involved in certain things or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they want too much money. But I mean, this
I,
level of acting, it's like they just took people that had no experience at all and just threw them in the movie.
yeah. I know it's hard to say because I know there's also politics that go into certain things, you know. But it's funny because like we'll complain because it's like, oh my god, you know, John Bernthal is in every single movie ever, But then, do you know what I'm talking about? That guy that you'd know him if you saw him. We just commented on
Oh
him
yeah,
at
yeah,
Cedia, the
yeah,
fact that he's in like every single
yeah. I know
movie.
you're talking about.
But and we're like, okay, well, like give us some new people. But then when they give you like new people, it's like, oh my god, this person sucks. It's like,
But it depends on the casting. Like with Sinners, like they picked a lot of like good actors. I felt like it's a different franchise, different. It's not a
yeah.
franchise yet, but
I mean,
different
it
movie.
was, but just to the point of like them using like the same
Same
people or
actors, and
different
then
people. Like people in Sinners, those are like all like known actors too. It's not like they use
they
like
are. I haven't seen any of those people. I mean, they
yeah
probably are.
yeah
The only
they
one
are
I've seen is Michael B. Jordan. Other than that, like a lot of them I haven't
yeah
seen.
they are. I've seen a
Like
lot of
that kid
those.
that was singing, like that they kept.
Him, I don't think I've seen, but like
And then that girl that was, she was a vampire. Like she turned
she's in
into.
a lot of stuff. She was in
Oh,
Marvel.
I'll see, but I don't watch Marvel
Yeah,
either.
she's very popular. Haley Steinfeld, she's very popular. She sings, she makes music. Yeah, a lot of those people are like known people. But yeah,
Sometimes you might have
so
to pay people the money,
yeah,
you know. But then sometimes you can put. I've seen a lot of times you put good actors in bad situations, and I like the Lorraine character. I felt like with that I said early on. I think she was just in a bad situation. She tried to make the best of it, and I think her and the husband. I think they over. Obviously, they overshadowed like everybody else in the cast, but then it made it weird because it's like they're better. Like they're clearly better than everybody, and it's just I don't know. It's weird. It was a weird movie.
it just wasn't good.
It
Just
wasn't good. But yeah, that's our thoughts on it. Uh, I don't want to tell people not to see something, but I
I
would
mean,
say
see it.
yeah.
Make your own judgment on it. But
I think Rotten Tomatoes was very generous.
you may consider just waiting because it was $45 for the two of us to go and see it. That's just for the tickets. That's not even for snacks or anything.
But that's Dolby Atmos theater.
So,
Yeah.
you may consider just streaming it when it comes out, or maybe you want to see it because it's the Halloween season, just for something to do. But
Yeah.
I can't. I wouldn't. If somebody asked me, I would not recommend it.
Mm. But lots of, I mean, if you're a home theater person, lots of bass. Very, very good bass. And the audio is pretty decent. But other than that, I'm not trying to watch a movie just for
I do
the
remember
audio all the time.
hearing you could hear like the voices, like back behind you and stuff. So they did, like have that where it was like all encompassing, like the sound was all around you. I remember that about the
And the
sound.
sound design, like a lot of times, like you can watch a movie and something can be overhead to the right, and they may not be able to do it like correctly with the audio, or wherever the spatial cues are, they don't really match up. I think they did a really good job with keeping everything like where it's supposed to be. I just think like some of the like there's one scary person that had the axe like in the movie. I think he's in the trailer. Wasn't scary at all.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't scary at all.
None of them were.
Uh-uh.
No.
But yeah, but that's my thoughts. It's her thoughts. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know. I'm out, y'all. Peace.